Hi, I'm Dimitri Metzteltin and I'm very happy to present to you the high-performance powered loudspeakers of the Mackie SRM V-Class. The Mackie SRM V-Class consists of three different models. We have the SRM 210 with a 10-inch woofer, then the SRM 212 with a 12-inch woofer, and the SRM 215 with a 15-inch woofer. The ideal companion as a subwoofer would be the DRM 18S. SRM V-Class speakers can be put on a tripod or a pole mount. We have dual angle flanges here, so if you want to have the speaker in another angle, you can do that. You can fly the speakers and you can use them also as a monitor. The SRM 210 weighs 14 kilos, the SRM 212 then 18 kilos, and the SRM 215 22 kilos. So they're portable and lightweight, yet very powerful and robust. We feature our most advanced power platform we have ever built into a speaker. It's a 2000 watt amp that works very stable and very secure and guarantees the optimal sound at all levels. As it has 2000 watts, this results then in 131 dB SPL for the SRM 210, 135 dB for the SRM 212, and 136 dB for the SRM 215, making these speakers the loudest in its class. So how do we achieve all that? We have different technologies built inside. One is our intelligent bass management system, so we take care of the woofer, that we always represent the bass the best possible, always very punchy and very direct without distorting. Then for the high frequencies, we feature a polymer driver. Now, polymer drivers usually are found in studio speakers, so this results in a very smooth, very buttery, nice sounding speaker. On top of the polymer driver, we have our custom-made SIM-X horn, and the horn load frequency is lower than the lowest frequency of the driver. This means that also the mids are really well represented, very even, very smooth, even at the crossover point, which is always very crucial there. Inside, we're featuring large, powerful magnets combined with very robust spiders, motors, and voice coils. Now, this results in a very good representation of the transients, even at the highest levels. Now, we achieve this very even, very matched sound through our advanced impulse DSP, not only on axis but also off axis, and that's really interesting. So we're measuring the speakers in a 360 degree, and then we take care of all acoustic anomalies. By the way, the lowest frequencies achieved are 40 Hz on the SRM 215, 42 Hz on the SRM 212, and 45 Hz on the SRM 210. For protecting the speakers, we feature different technologies. One is that we have a limiter on the inputs. Then we have a multiband compressor as well. So the multiband compressor takes care of the problematic frequencies and adjusts those without limiting the whole speaker. So you don't have this typical pumping of the PA speakers. Then we have a very interesting feature that the bass ports are pointing towards the amp, so the louder the speaker goes, the more air is forced onto the amp, and this cools the amp automatically. And last but not least, we also have a DSP that controls the temperature and adjusts the box accordingly. On the back side, you'll find our SRM Mix Control, a 4-channel digital mixer with a full color LCD display and full control over all parameters here. So on channel 1 we can connect line signals, or we can also switch to microphone signals. On channel 2 we can then choose between line and high Z signals. And as you see, we have locking inputs right here, combo inputs. Then we have 2 direct outs for the 2 channels. And then we have an additional stereo channel. So we can have here some playback running, for example. This stereo channel is also for Bluetooth devices. Yes, it's right. So you can also stream music through Bluetooth to the speaker, and not only to one speaker, you can do that to 2 speakers at the same time, and I will talk about that in just a few minutes. We also feature a mix out here, so if you want to go from the top speaker to your subwoofer like the DRM-18S, you can use the mix out right there. Let's have a look at the LCD display and the controls that are available here. So I can change the levels, for example, for the different channels right away in my display. And then I can go in to the single channels and we see a simple 3-band EQ right there, including a high-pass filter, which I like a lot, because this means you can connect the microphone directly to channel 1 and then add a high-pass filter to avoid any low-frequency noises. Very useful, very handy feature right there. Even the Bluetooth channel features a 3-band EQ if you need to EQ your Bluetooth signal. If I go into this field right here, I see even more functions. For example, different voicing modes. We have a flat mode, meaning the whole EQ curve is flat of the speaker. We have a live mode. This means that the speaker is optimized for live sound, for live music. Then we have a speech voicing mode. Now this one is interesting because on the speech mode we also integrate a compressor. So you get automatically a compressor on the voice if you're using the speech mode. The club mode is for playing back music for DJs, and the monitor mode is when using the speaker as a monitor. I even can choose if I'm using the speaker inside or outside. Okay, let's go one step further and I see I can set up here the frequency for the subwoofer, so the crossover frequency. I can use the DRM-18S as a preset, or I can go to the variable setting and adjust the crossover frequency manually right there. So that's another feature built inside here. But that's not it. We also have an alignment delay built into the SRM speakers. And if I go into the alignment delay, I can go up to 100 milliseconds and I see at the same time the value in meters. So I don't have to calculate. So if you're using the speakers as an add-on at a big event, you just have to know how many meters you're away from the front of house speakers, from the PA, and then you just adjust it here and you see the meters at the same time as set up to over 30 meters right there. Then we get to the Bluetooth page, and with the Bluetooth page here I can connect my iOS or Android phone or any other compatible device with the SRM speaker. So the Bluetooth is not only for streaming audio, it's also for controlling the speaker using our app, which I will show you in just a few minutes. And moving down here, I can connect two speakers at once, and these get automatically connected with each other. So this means I can pair two different speakers using Bluetooth without any cables. Last but not least, we have the configuration window right here where I can switch the channels, for example, from line to mic signal or line to high Z signal. I can choose to turn off the front LEDs if I want to, or make them white instead of our Mackie green, and a couple of other features like locking the speaker so nobody can make any adjustments to your settings. Okay, let's have a look at the app that's available for all iOS and Android devices for free. So right here I see that I'm controlling channel 1 and 2 of the first speaker. Actually I've already linked these two speakers. Then I see channel 1 and 2 of the second speaker and the Bluetooth channel in a stereo mode. I then can go in here and adjust the EQ for channel 1 or for channel 2. I just can step through all the channels, double tap on the EQ and it goes to 0 again. I see the high pass filter right there. I also can mute the channels. And if I go into the settings under the main fader, then I see the different voicing modes, for example, so the flat mode, live mode and so on, location inside or outside. And I also see here our settings for the subwoofer crossover point. Then we have the Bluetooth menu where I can choose the two speakers, or if I choose to just use one speaker. And I right now have that set up into a stereo mode, but we can also go into zone mode. And zone mode means that I'm controlling both speakers independently. So this means maybe I have one speaker in one room and the other speaker in another room, and I want to have them at different levels. Now I can do that in a zone mode and just control the levels accordingly. So that's a very handy feature right there. The memory menu here, that's where I can save and recall my presets. So I can save my settings and recall them at any time. And last but not least, we have the settings page, where I can choose to turn off the LEDs, for example, or how they react, and also to change my alignment delay. So this is the Mackie SRM V-Class series. They're ideal for bands, for live music, for clubs, for DJs, for rentals, for installations and events of any kind. Thanks for watching.